I'm up here in our new treehouse build. Not technically a treehouse because we've put it on stilts in amongst the trees. It's not sort of built around trees, but I'm very chuffed that in this project we haven't cut down a single tree. A bit of branch trimming, but I have to give it to the quantity surveyor who was involved in the early stages of how incredibly well he positioned it. So I really challenged the company that's building this for us. They normally make these out of a factory. So what they do is they steel fabricate in a factory and they produce a final product that literally gets lifted by a crane onto the back of the truck and then delivered straight to the clients. In our case, we can't get a crane in. Just the nature of the lay of the land and the property dynamics mean that, and particularly because we want to put it in the trees, mean that we can't get a truck and a crane in here. And so first thing they had to do, which was a challenge obviously, is that they had to fabricate this largely outside of the factory. There's certain components they made internally and then brought on site, panels to a size that they could physically carry. The rest had to be fabricated on site. And then the second challenge was that I asked that it be put in the trees, so on a platform, basically up on stilts. Additional challenges and on-site fabrication of that is significantly complex. However, I've got to give them great credit because they've pulled it off. I'm currently standing on said platform, not yet got decking, so a little bit precarious. So if I drop away and you don't hear from me again, at least there'll be the record of what happened just prior to my demise. Anywho, so very chuffed. We've got it up. It's got a lot of structure now. The panels are up. The electricity conduit, all the electrics conduits and plug points are now in place. So next step is decking, internal cladding, insulation, internal cladding, finishing off some of the exterior, not big stuff though, and it's moving. So we'll keep you up to date. I will do another update video when we're sort of another step along. But I just wanted to give you guys some sort of indication of where we've gone with this build. I know it's been a while since we've posted. A lot of tiny house progression at the moment. Our own build, the collaboration between Jess the architect and Warren the fabricator is also trucking along really nice. So we've got two builds going on here simultaneously on the property. The one, as we've shown you before there in the treehouse, is very much geared towards an Airbnb type stay. It would be pushing the boundaries with regard to permanent stay just because of the limited space. It's 18 square feet, which is doable with tiny house mindsets. We'll see. If we found a permanent tenant that was willing to live there and they could become part of the community on our property, then very much open to the idea. But at this stage, to reserve it and have the ability to reserve it and block out calendar, and have friends come and stay and then Airbnb it and have sort of additional revenue stream. It's going to be an unbelievable experience, to be able to stay there at night. There's going to be a fireplace, so in winter it'll be warm, but you'll be in amongst the trees. The sun sets directly out of the big view to the west, and it's just, something about, sort of living in a modern style chic apartment, but you're in the trees and it feels like you're in a tree house, is obviously highly appealing. Then this build is very much for permanent tenant. This is actually going to be our sort of showcase, our showpiece, our place where actually potential buyers of a unit like this can come stay, try it out, get a feel for it. I'd say we on both builds they're very much on par. We're probably at about 60 to 70% complete. But of course, the devil's in the detail, and the final finishing will take time and money. But exciting that we've made some serious progress. Estimates are maybe another sort of 3 months on both builds, and we can be done. So that's very exciting. We'll keep you guys up to speed. And if you've got any interest in what we're doing, particularly on the tiny house side of things, and foresee the potential of us maybe building one of these for you, reach out. Let's have the conversation. So the basic design spec here, or challenge to the architect here, was to utilize the most standard shipping container, the one that is a dime a dozen that you can get from anywhere, that isn't high cube or has unique specifications. It's standard, box standard, literally. So the idea there was to use that. Obviously, you're limited by space in a standard 20-foot shipping container. and you have to do some kind of build, right? So the build there was we wanted to go upstairs, we wanted to go double story, but at the same time, at least the comfort of knowing that it can be moved should you want to move it was imperative. So the entire second story here, although fabricated out of steel panels, is all bolted together, which means that at any point in time, should you want to disassemble and move, you can actually disassemble the entire top story. It packs away. Each panel's been designed small enough that it'll fit inside the container, even once it's finished with appliances and everything else. And the doors can be closed, and you can literally pick that up by a crane and put it on the back of a truck, and it can be moved to anywhere. Has led to more design intricacies and costs, but it gives the flexibility then of having the comfort, having the flexibility and the comfort of knowing that you can move it should you need to, which was vital and important. I think uncertain times, pandemics, land debates, tumultuous just generalness, and tough economic times means that the tiny house movement is on the up and up. It makes more and more sense to more and more people. Put into people's hands the power to know that they still have options, then that's what this build is all about.